Good morning, everybody. It's Lindsey Huddleston with SPS back in the building for another SPS Monday Motivation. Let's be thankful that we have this Monday to wake up to be able to take a deep breath, to be able to go out into the world. You know, Mondays are a tough day for many because the situation many of us go into on Mondays we don't like, we're not happy with. However, let's be grateful that we have the power to influence that. We have the power to change it. We have the mental capacity to reflect on where we've been and also the mental capacity to know where we are and where we want to go. So, what is today's Monday motivation? As I see a notification right now, it's from my good folks. Wow, right on time. We got Michelle Mimi Watkins. Good morning. My guy Kevin Marshall. Good morning, brother. Good morning to both you guys. I appreciate you guys supporting me so much and what you've been doing for the SPS Monday Motivation. And what's today's topic, folks? It is edification and execution. Edification and execution. Lindsey, what are you talking about today? Edification. Well, edification defined as the instruction or improvement of a person morally or intellectually. Okay. The instruction or improvement of a person morally or intellectually. You know, here's a visual I think is good. When I looked up edification, looked for images, it gave me this vision. I think that's pretty good. You have something going on here that you want to add to, whether it's your moral aspect or whether it's a plan that you're working on. But edification is being able to build and bring more to it. And what is execution? Unfortunately, when I looked up execution, it showed a lot of images that pertain to the taking of one's life, and that's not what we're talking about right here. But the definition for execution is to carrying out or putting into effect of a plan, order, of a course of action. Carrying out or putting into effect a plan, order, or course of action. Both of my coaches here, Coach Mimi, Michelle Watkins, and as well as Coach Marshall, know about telling their athletes to execute the plan, execute what we talked about. We need you to follow through. Coach Marshall, you would tell them to do your job when you talk to those linemen as you're getting ready. Coach Mimi Watkins, you'll tell them to, make sure that you make them handle their business as far as what you tell them to do, whether it's on the current turn or whatever it may be. I think that's important. So where did I get inspired for today's Monday motivation? And actually, there's an image that I was looking for that I thought I had, but part of it was talking to my guy, Reg Vaughn. That's my frat brother, Reg Vaughn, with his lovely son, and him and his wife just welcomed a new princess into the world. But we were on the phone talking, and he had talked about. Kevin says, "Yes, sir." He had talked about, you can handle your business and take care of your business, but you got to stay off the internet. And if you know Reg speaks with a cadence. That's so cool. You got to stay off the internet, man. You know what I'm saying? And he was saying, not getting so caught up with what other people have going on. And the image I had that I wanted to be able to put up, but for some reason I didn't have, was Wallo267. Shout out to Wallo267. Many of you guys may know him from Instagram and how he handles his business. Let me see if I can do a little makeshift, because he deserves to get some credit for what he has going on, and more so his story. Let me see if you can see this. Yeah, you can see it. Wallo267. That brother went to jail for 20 years, folks. Went to jail for 20 years out in Philly. And now he's one of the leading podcasters. He got so much motivation going on for you, just oozing out of his ears, I would imagine. And very, very positive brother. And he got out of jail after 20 years and hit the ground running. Multi-millionaire, people will agree with that. And I think that says a lot, because you're saying, man, this brother was locked down for 20 years, 2 decades. And he came out and he's having more success than people who've been free all their life. Now, let's be careful with that, because everybody's story is different. And the reason why I brought it up, and I brought up my guy Reggie talking about stay off the internet, because you can easily get caught up in that. And I was watching Wallo do an interview on, I believe it was Instant Impact, if I'm saying that correctly. And it was a great interview. I mean, it was just powerful, and he was just talking about how he has to execute and do his thing. And when I talk about my guy Reg's point, stay off the internet, I said to myself, dang, and I'm being open and transparent. I said, man, I ain't never been locked up, and I ain't up M's yet. What's going on? But then it reminded me, I have to believe in edification and execution. I already have a plan that I'm working on, and my plan is different from his. What you say, brother, very deep with his conversation and speaking fact. Yeah, he's on that, man. Gotta love him, man. He's only going to continue to grow and have a major impact. So Kevin, what it made me think about, I said, oh, there you go again. To my boy Reg's point, stay off the internet in that regard, because I'm looking at his success, his story, and how he came about what he came about. And I need to realize that I already have something, just like you already have something, but you have to edify your plan. You got to work on it, increase it. You got to go back and do some things to help plan. Let's go back to that definition again, folks, of what edification is. Edification is the instruction or improvement of a person's morally or intellectual. So I need to go back and kind of work on my plan a little bit before I get to looking at Wallo with the side eye. You know, Wallo is doing this thing. Wallo been down for 20 years, and he got 20 years of, of passion coming from where he's from, and it reflects that. But also, too, when we talk about execute, you can look at this visual. It says inform, plan, and execute. Inform, what is he trying to do? Plan, write it out. I got my goal setting journal that I have every day, and I write down little things that I'm working on. And then again, execute. What is execute defined as again, folks? We just said that. Execution is carrying out or putting into effect a plan, order, or course of action. See, I'm not going to hate on my man Wallo, and I don't even think hate would be the right word. I'm not going to be envious of him. I'm going to be inspired by him. Maybe that's another topic one day. Don't be envious, be inspired. I'm going to be inspired by him. I'm going to tap into the digital energy that he's creating, and edify and lift up that brother, you know what I'm saying, for what he has going on, and say, hey, man, I like how my man Wallo doing. I'm trying to be on that level. But before I let you get out of here, I'm going to share with you some tips that I pulled from the internet. I don't have the source. This is not mine, and I wish I could have named the source, but I'm going to credit it not to be mine. An execution framework for achieving ambitious goals, right? The first is get the goals right. Set explicit, quantifiable material goals for business outcomes such as revenue target, market share gain, profit margin, and other quantifiable results. Now, somebody said, Lindsay, what's that all talking about? Charts and graphs. What number do you need? I remember when I started consulting, somebody came to me and said, what's your monthly nut? I said, what do you mean? Like, what number do you need to pay your bills and live the life you want? And I think that we have to start with that in mind sometimes. I'm not confusing this with putting the money first, but what's the point of hustling, grinding, or going for a new job or whatever it may be if when you get it, it's not going to give you what you need to get that satisfaction? I think that's important. This is a quick 2 to 3 steps. The next one is plan and work required to achieve the goal. What is it going to take? Is it going to take me getting some more education? Is it going to take me doing some more research? Is it going to take me going to reach out and meet with some people? Is it going to take me, as my homeboy Vern with Juice Nation has done, is it going to take me to sit in front of a store and count foot traffic? You know what I'm saying? Is it going to take me to, sit and be like, all right, how many people are coming to this business? Is this a good spot? I'm going to park my car right here and count how many cars go by every day. And if they saw my sign up for my product, Spacey Sprockets or whatever it may be, would they come in? That's plan and work required. It's not all about finesse. It can't all be done on the phone. It's going to take some leg work, you putting it out there. And then the last thing that we talk about, you got to execute, coach. Coach said, execute the plan, man. We've been practicing this all week. We've been doing this scheme all week. We've been practicing this all winter. And now it's summertime for us to get out here and run and do it. Execute the plan. So before I get to looking at Wallo267, which he's trademarked that name, shout out to him for that. He told some great stories about how when he got out, he was speaking to, a trademark attorney, and he didn't have the $3,000 it was going to take to get it trademarked, but she loved his passion. Her brother had been formerly incarcerated, so she did it for him at no cost. You know what I'm saying? So again, I showed this image of this brother from whence he came, man. It's almost like Malcolm X. Detroit Red to Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, man, be inspired, not envious. And I am that. Shout out to Wallo267 and his cousin, I want to say Gilly, kid. And they do a great thing with their podcast and how they, I think believes $1 million worth of game that they call their podcast, and that's what they're giving out because I'm inspired. I'm hoping that the people who hear this message is inspired. It's Monday, y'all. Get out there. Edification, execution. Work on your plan a little bit more and then execute. You got to have faith. That's right. Well, if you out here with no faith, cuz you got fear. It's one or the other. You feel with one or the other. You feel with faith or fear, man. There ain't no in between. The human brain cannot, hold on to both. You're not going to be able to move trying to live in both. And they say you can only serve 2 masters. Serve a master of faith or a master of fear. And I believe all the people who follow this have the ability to serve the master of faith, believing in what you're doing. When I got up this morning, I was excited to be able to share this message. I was excited to be able to say, here we go. I was excited to go from feeling stagnant, but once I share my message, I get to get out here in the world and act on it. I'm going to be doing some things later on today, later this evening with the cast technicians. I'll be sharing some more with you about. Looking at working with some other football teams as well. The King Crusaders, State Championship King Crusaders, 2 awesome programs in the city, trade in the state of Michigan. So there'll be more to come on that. So with that being said, guys, keep it going. As Michelle Mimi Watkins reminds us of the statement, inspired, not envious. Yeah, that one's coming soon. Coming to an SPS Monday Motivation near you. So we're past the 10-minute mark. I want you guys to get out here and enjoy this great Monday because it's the Monday that God gave you coming off this Easter Sunday. And I want to wish you all the best. My brother says powerful this morning. My brother, I appreciate you. And thanks for all the support you're giving, man. And we'll continue to keep putting that good word out here, man. Go out there and do a great thing. Edification, execution. Lindsay Hudson with SPS. See you guys next time. Peace.